Hi everyone, this is Mr. Jackson. We're looking at our math homework for Tuesday, November 27th, 2012. Item number 1. Instructions are to write the following fractions as decimal numbers. This is a fraction. This is 6/10, which could also look like this. This is a fraction, 6/100, which could also look like this. 6 out of 100. This is a fraction, 6/1000, which could also look like this. 6 out of 1,000. So first, let's remember that fractions are parts of a whole. They've taken one whole item and they've broken it into 10 equal parts, which is why we say tenths. And we're going to concentrate on 6 out of those 10 equal parts. Here we have 100 equal parts. They've taken one whole item and they've broken it into 100 equal parts, and we're going to focus on 6 of them. So we say hundredths. Here they've taken one whole item and broken it into 1,000 equal parts, and we're going to focus on 6 out of those 1,000 equal parts. Why are we saying tenths? Because it's 10 equal parts. 100 equal parts, we would call each part a hundredth. And the same thing for thousandths. There are 1,000 of those equal parts. And why they ask for decimal numbers is because tenths, hundredths, and thousandths sound a lot like tenths place, hundredths place, and thousandths place. Remember, the decimal is always behind the ones place. So to the right of the decimal, if this is tens here, and this is ones, then here you would have tenths. Tens, tenths. Now here, ones place, tens place, hundreds place. So if you have hundreds here, then here you would have hundredths. Ones place, decimal is always behind the ones place. Tens to the left of the decimal, tenths to the right. I should say left of the ones place, tenths to the right of the ones place. Hundreds, hundredths. So this place value here means to take one whole, break it into 10 equal parts. Each part would be a tenth. This place value means to take one whole and break it into 100 equal parts, which each part would be called a hundredth. And if we had this place, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So this place value would be thousandths. If we had 10,000s, we'd have 10,000ths. If we had 100,000s, we would have 100,000ths. If we had millions, we would have millions. Once you find your ones place and your decimal to the right of the ones place, because the decimal is always behind the ones place, then you'll have tens, tenths, hundreds, hundredths, thousands, thousandths. Okay? So when you think about the term 6/10, and you need a decimal number, you're saying tenths. Which place value are you referring to? The tenths place. Now, how many tenths do you focus on or concentrate on? 6 of them. So what we would do is we would put a decimal and we would put a 6 in the tenths place, because that indicates that we have 6 tenths. The hundredths place is the same principle. We would have a decimal here, and they say 6/100ths. Did they mention any tenths? No, they did not. So we would use a 0 as a placeholder for the tenths place, and we would focus on our 6/100ths. And the 6 would be in the hundredths place. Decimal, tenths, hundredths. Decimal, tenths, hundredths. This is 6/100ths. Whenever you have a decimal number, you read, after the decimal, you read the whole number you see, and you say the place value of the last digit you see. So in this case, this number is 6. And the 6 is in the tenths place, so you'll have 6/10. This number is 6. But the 6 here is in the hundredths place, so you have to say 6/100ths. For thousandths, your decimal would be here. You have no tenths, you have no hundredths, you have 6/1000ths. So the way you read this number is 6, and you say the place value of the last digit, which is the thousandths place, 6/1000ths. Now eventually we'll have whole numbers in front of the decimal, as you see up here. This would be 3,210 and 123, because you have to read that whole number, 123, and you say the place value of the last digit, thousandths. 3,210 and 123 thousandths. So here you don't have anything in front of your decimal, so you don't have to say and 6/10, because there's nothing there to put this 6/10 with. If there was a 0 there, you could say 0 and 6/10. They would be equivalent, the same value. But since there is nothing here, we don't have to say anything for that place, and we don't have to say and. But we do have to say the place value of the last digit. 6/10, 6/100ths, 6/1000ths. Okay, if you have any questions or concerns, please email me at ClassJump. Thank you.